Alright, so today's video, we're watching a Gold 4 tank on console. We're going to see a bit of Ramatra, Diva, Roadhog, and Orisa. And on Circuit Royale, too, which is, I'm surprised there's no Sigma in that, because Sigma's so good in this map. Alright, they say that, honestly, this is some kind of last resort in me trying to enjoy the game again. Ever since the re-rank, I feel like I'm just stuck in elo hell. I keep D-ranking and ranking up, then D-ranking again. No matter how much I win, I always lose more than I gain, which is the thing. You definitely will lose more than you gain. I feel like I did make some mistakes and pushing it a bit a bit too far sometimes. I do that in tank sometimes too. But I do think I have some solid awareness. My biggest issue is that every time someone switches Zarya, I don't really know how to deal with it as a tank. I always feel kind of helpless and useless, and I'd like to know how to deal with such situations because it happens to me so often. I also had a Lucio that was literally driving me crazy because he kept escaping me and made me waste many ults. I generally just want to enjoy the game and don't know what to do anymore. Well, as a tank player, I've definitely seen that feedback from people where it feels like as a tank, you're kind of like in this like scenario of just feeling lost a lot of the time, trying to find things to do. Like, I feel like tank has definitely started to get to that point. So we'll see how it goes. Also, sub to the YouTube or like the video if you haven't. So you did mention that like you're going for the Lucio a lot. Hey, you got the Junkrat trap. That's better than I am when I do that. The Lucio right in front of you, by the way. Now, step one. Use your Vortex right there. You said you mentioned the Lucio. Your Vortex can be really good against, like, slowing down what Lucio wants to do and can prevent wall climbs. Remember that. So if you're worried about this Lucio who's frontlining, you probably don't want to throw your Vortex there. You want to throw your Vortex towards the Lucio. So already I'm seeing a little bit of a slight misplay on that because there's a lot of opportunity to ruin the wall ride or the play of that Lucio. So far, you've randomly spammed. Okay, that was interesting. All right, so far you didn't really do much of anything there outside of randomly spam. So I want to see already a better Vortex out of you. Vortex would be your ability that goes on the ground and doesn't allow them to like wall climb, etc. And don't be afraid to like just punch at the Sigma a lot more. I can't believe you didn't run into that Junkrat trap you just walked by. If that Lucio plays like that, you should get many limps. Okay, you ready? That's too far. Remember the range. When you're playing Ramatra, understand the range. If you're going to use your Nemesis form, unless you're using it just to block damage, why are you using it in a spot where you're not even in range of them? You want to maximize that potential. Same concept here. Vortex them. I want you to think about Vortex as like, if they're running away, if they have to go through your Vortex, they're going to be slowed down. That is clearly going to be beneficial to you. That's okay. Right there. Perfect. By the way, you did it to Lucio. See that? Wonderful Vortex. Nice job. I want you to switch to Nemesis form. Good play. Reason why you're doing that is just guaranteed you get the Sigma. And then, yeah, a little bit of a side note to any new Ramatra player or players playing Ramatra. Just remember that, and they just did this here. I just wanted to give you the example. Remember that you can hit your Nemesis form button again to get your cooldown back up. So sometimes you can, like, players will stay in Nemesis form, like, the full 8 seconds or whatever the timer is. Just remember that, like, you can just stop your Nemesis form at a certain point. There's somebody on cart, by the way. That's why your teammate was shot. Oh, that Lucio has a playstyle. So, like, if you feel like your Nemesis form isn't going to get you value, it's okay just to use it or to, like, hit the button again to reset it. You can ult here, by the way, if you want. Good ult. I would have even ulted sooner, but, like, I still think the patience is fine. Nice. That Lucio really wanted to use beat. Did their Lucio go off, like, the top rope there, too, to that beat? Nemesis. Vortex is huge. Good Vortex, but no. Yeah, I was gonna say that was a tough one. By the way, try not to, you're being almost too patient with your Vortexes. If I'm gonna be honest with you, I think you're just being way too patient with your Vortex. I think you can do a lot better with those. Like you're almost waiting to use them. Why did I mention no, like, oh, there? So they were already low to begin with. I think that instead of sitting there, it would have killed the Lucio. And then you just reset and trade. That's why. At that point, you're going to probably fall over, so you just get the trade. That's it. So the idea of, like, reducing the damage on the people in front of you is good, but it's all situational. They weren't going to be able to be healed up, so you just get the trade on Lucio, and then you're fine. Alright? Sometimes you have to trade out. Classic Ramatra looking at the ground for a shield. I do that all the time. Oh, whenever I play Ramatra, and this goes for anybody. I've seen this in OWCS. You can tell when a player is really close to having, like, their Nemesis form. I mean, not their Nemesis form, their shield. They start staring at the floor. I've seen that even in OWCS matches. like the highest level of play you'll see, that happens. Good job getting the Lucio, but I'm telling you right now, I really think half of what's happening right now you can make easier with the Vortex. Vortex is one of those abilities that I memed a little bit when when the hero was first released, and then the more that I've played over time, I've actually come to realize that Vortex is like really strong if you use it correctly. Like, there should already be a Vortex here. Yeah, the placement of it's a little bit off, but at least you used it, and honestly helped. They ended up getting isolated out. Remember, you just go into right-click mode here. You're fine doing this. You can walk forward now. You can walk forward. Remember that if you can just... You want to keep them in your range. There you go. I don't mind you going Nemesis form. Nice. By the way, you see that Vortex right there? Do you see how you slightly interrupted what the Lucio wanted to do, but that was already good enough? That is the strength of Vortex that you're giving up half the time. You see that Vortex? That was great. Remember, even if it slightly slows them down, a lot of the time in Overwatch, that's more than enough. Don't play for this perfect Vortex. Think of it as a zoning tool and also a way to, you know, to stop that Lucio from just running into your team over and over again. Like right now, Vortex that corner. See them all there? Vortex that. All right, you haven't Vortexed it. I don't know where you're... Wow, I'm gonna be honest with you, I have no idea where your Vortex just went. Okay, what about the decision to go back to push payload there rather than hold space? I mean, you're talking to me about that, where you know that, like, I will push the card sometimes over space creation because nobody pushes the card to begin with, so even if I get space creation, it doesn't do anything. You went to the Stigma Shield? That makes sense. So I get it. In theory, do you go up there, play aggressive, take map control, etc.? Yes. But if you play enough rank games, sometimes you just go, well, I know my team isn't going to push the card. I know that if I get the space, my teammates aren't going to get any value with that space. And we're going to end up pushing the card even, like, way less than we would have to begin with. Oh, I know. I know how that goes. Vortex. Now, so... Hey, I'm okay with that. Perfect. They try to wall climb and you might get a Kiriko limb. I think that's worth it. Perfect. Yeah, that Vortex alone, by the way, is why you got that limb. They couldn't wall climb up to escape to get better positioning. You don't have to ult this, by the way. I know it's going to be intriguing to do so. Nice Vortex. Again, see what I mean about Vortex? You're not waiting for this patient play that Lucio basically gets hecked there. And you know what? Can't make any type of play. That's a good Vortex. We do roll queue for any of my spectators. I don't play enough open queue now anymore to really give you any definitive stuff, and it probably do change that, right? Is that how UJ it is now? Yep. Ult now. There you go. Perfect time. The reason why you do that ult there now is to get the refresh on the armor. Sometimes players will ult it a little bit too late, and then it just doesn't go well. Like you just end up falling behind too much, especially with the DPS passive being so relevant now. Yeah. Wow. Your team wins this. How? What does your team do? It's gotta be a pulse bomb, right? Nope. I guess Ventures can be tough to get in the limb on. Your Ventures are actually clutching. The Diva swap now? The Res? Wait a second. Back in time as Diva? Dude, your Venture clutched this. Great Res 2 by your Mercy. Yo, let's go. Get the cart. Get the cart now. I don't know what you were looking for, but okay. Good job there across the board. That was looking like a very unwinnable team fight that turned into a great opportunity. Good job. Very good job at that. Don't be afraid to go Sigma here. I'm gonna keep recommending Sigma to players on Circuit Royale. Sigma's really strong here. You have no idea how to deal with a good Venture. You know what the problem is for me against Venture? And I'm seeing more Ventures be playing top 500. It's so impossible to peel them. Like, you can't... Unless you're running the hero that, like, can bubble somebody, which obviously is Zarya. But Zarya struggles sometimes in a lot of top 500 games. So it's like... I can't even save my teammates half the time for Venture because, like, it's just an impossible combo to kill. Very much like during Doomfist in Overwatch 1 where it was, like, impossible to really follow up on any of that. I mean, technically Doom in Overwatch 2 still has that, just a little bit happens less, so... Going back to Ramatra wouldn't be a bad pick here. I know you're probably looking at your ult charge. You want to keep it, so I'll let you do that and see how it goes. But it's okay to hero swap at this point if you need to. Wait for it. Lucio's low. Nice. Good DM usage. Keep using your DM for now, just because of the... Actually, you can ult that. Ult to the left. Ult to the left. Back left. Back left. He's going to force him into a hallway. Okay, you went where I wanted you to go. There you go. Which works out. You know what Sigma's behind you. You saw them. Okay, good job. Alright. I'm okay with 3 on cart. It's overtime. I also... You know what's happening in this situation? This is called the I don't trust any of my teammates to actually stay on the cart, so I'm going to sit on the cart and not move. Even that, I may not have flown into him, even though it was a good play. I just know that's what happens. I played enough games of rank to know that my teammates are also going to be in the mindset that somebody else will push the cart. You have this, though. Overtime spawns, good positioning. Good push. I mean, D.Va ended up being fine there. It would have been my first choice, but I think that's every rank plays different anyway, so I'm okay with that. Let's see what you run on defense here. Probably Ramatra again, based off your hero pool. Yeah, I was gonna say. All right, here we go.
Your efforts will be rewarded.
How do you sub with Prime on your phone? I actually don't know. I'm sorry. I know it's harder to find where Twitch Prime is now, but I don't know where any of it is. I get to like elevate your sub now or something like that. If I'm correct, technically on mobile, couldn't you log into the browser and then do it from your browser? And then you should see the option there. Like if for some reason like you can't get on anything else, but you have your... You could try that. Because like maybe you weren't able to get on a PC right now to do it, but like you could like go on your... like just one of your browsers on your phone and then just log in that way and then do it there and then go back to your mobile and you should have it at that point. So like it would be sub. Big Cat Mugs, thanks for the 6 months. The Features Prize, thank you, appreciate it. Thank you. So far, so good. Just playing close. Remember, I want to see more Vortex anyway. It's so interesting that, like, we're in a spot where I'm watching a Ramatra gameplay and I'm asking people just to use their Vortex more. And the reason why I say that is because, like, I feel like that ability has become so underrated, including keep in mind, I was a player who absolutely underrated Vortex, and the more I played Ramatra and had that, like, huge climb before, like, the recent change where, like, Ramatra was a little bit worse, but, like, that Vortex, like, got me most of my limbs. A good Vortex is how I go into defensive mode. Nice. Okay, go back into non-defensive mode. Remember, the Reaper's there, but the Reaper gets less value when you're in armor. So sometimes, like, there's actually a bit more of a gameplay style now where you can look at your armor against heroes like Reaper and be able to over-push them a little bit more now, because the armor actually made it harder for Reaper to, like, do anything. Actually, definitely same with Bastion. So, you can get a little bit more value now if you pay attention to your armor. If you're a tank without armor, well then, that's not going to happen, but, like, if you're a tank with armor, sometimes you, like, against heroes like Reaper or Bastion, you can actually play a little bit smarter against that and do that. So, you said cleanse? Oh, I love when all my limbs get cleansed. If my limbs don't get cleansed at least 5 times a game, am I even playing a game of Overwatch? Back line. Yeah, you made the correct play. Did you let go of your... I can't remember on the Vortex there. I don't know how much time you had left on it, but that was tough. I mean, on your Nemesis form. Also, for anybody who doesn't, like, play Ramatra or know, like, the ability names, sometimes they'll do ability names. Like, the Vortex is like that circle AoE on the ground that slows them and does a little bit of damage over time. Nemesis form is when you go into the other form where you're more melee based and you are like shooting your Doritos across the map. For anybody like just doesn't play the hero and doesn't know the ability name, that's what that is. So. Okay, so they did use Nemesis form and then let go of Nemesis form. I was surprised by that. You said I talk a lot? Yeah, I do. That's yep. That is one thing is for sure, I will talk a lot. Yeah. Here we go. Good lift. You're not in the grab anymore at that point. So this is where you want a device on. Count bubbles. Like, in theory, the Zarya shouldn't be able to get too much value against you if you're just counting bubbles correctly. Great Vortex, by the way. That's a great Vortex. Look what that does. Do you see what a good Vortex does? it forces them to have to use like they had to use beat because they didn't know if they were going to survive it or not. Use more of that now. Vortex. I'm just happy you used it. Kiriko ran into it, so. I'm okay with that. You couldn't predict that your Life Weaver was going to do that. Vortex slows him. I'm telling you right now, I'm going to keep reminding you to use Vortex because I'm watching you use an ability that you can use for so many different variations, and you're using like, you're using one Vortex every 3 that you probably could use. Vortex. Okay with that. That's good. The reason why that Vortex is good, by the way, Chad, is because they have Life Weaver. Not Life Weaver, they have Kitsune up on the board. So, like, just being able to put something there to slow them down a little bit on that push, I'm totally okay with. At this point, you want to die in cart, just so you know. You want to just die in the cart. Ashen was 1, you can see that they're 1, but maybe you weren't able to get the limb. What rank is this? Gold, I think?
60 seconds.
Alright, Vortex. I guess in theory, remember that it can bounce off the Zarya bubble, so you could technically wait an extra second there, but... Wait for it. Vortex, don't back off cart. Don't back off cart. You have plenty of HP. You want to create space for your team at that point. Don't back off the cart. Okay. So this one's on you, by the way, because, like, you're the tank, right? And you have to look at what you have. You have Nemesis form. You have the ability to go make these plays. So you just, like, sitting there and not going to the cart and, like, letting your teammates do that, like, that's really difficult, right? That can be really difficult to do at that point. So that's on you. Yeah, you have damage reduction, too. So, like, you had everything going for you there, and it's like you were afraid to make a play. So that's a part of the issue there, I'd say. Now, you mentioned the Zarya running at you in a straight line, and it's hard for you.
Then take my money.
Count bubbles. That's it. I'm telling you right now. So many players are told not to shoot at like Zarya bubbles, and then what happens is nobody shoots at the Zarya bubbles, and then by the time that you have to like shoot at the Zarya, they have bubbles again. They have enough energy to get at 100 energy, and you just lose. It's okay to find Zarya out of position. It's also not the best play to run at them in a straight line. Also, use your Vortex. Okay, there we go. Oh, I'm telling you, I have seen so many spectatings now where players do not shoot at Zarya because players are told not to shoot at Zarya bubbles, and players will take it, like, literally and not shoot at the Zarya, and then they're, like, getting mad that the Zarya's running it down mid, and then they're going, I love that you missed the hook on that Lucio, and I might have done the same thing. And then they go, why aren't we killing the Zarya? Because nobody's actually shooting at the Zarya. And then when you do shoot at the Zarya, people get mad at you, saying, why'd you charge at the Zarya? But then, like, that's not even what's happening. It's just sometimes it's impossible to block getting energy on Zarya. So then everybody's like, oh, I'm not going to shoot the Zarya, because then people get mad if I shoot the Zarya. So. Yep. A little bit unlucky there, by the way. Like, they just made a good play. Also, if you didn't notice, you didn't use your Vortex equivalent of Pigpen. And the same thing happened. It's like you almost like don't use another ability, which, by the way, I get that. And the reason why I understand it is because when I was recently, we played Marvel Rivals for the first time. I found myself only using one of the abilities. Now, let's say I played that game for a year straight. I guarantee I'm finding usage out of all those abilities. So sometimes it can be common that you get kind of stuck on 1 or 2 abilities that you use, and you don't use anything else because you're just not even thinking about using that part of the kit. So I get it, though. Like, I see why that happens. That's why I'm kind of giving you a constant reminder of it's okay to use these abilities. All right? What ring is this? This is gold, and I think it's... I forgot. I think it was on... Okay, here we go. I'm waiting. Hey, you use the pig pen. That's a step in the right direction. By the way, I will say, with the recent Hog changes, Hog is definitely worse now. Let me say that in the reference that Hog can still do well, but I was actually able to follow up on Hog and Limbs in my ranked games recently, which was a step in the right direction. Make sure to aim down there. They had patched Hog last Friday, so like there's less resources and you heal for less. Like so, the way that your resource comes back, I think is like what 20% less now. So it takes a lot longer to be able to get back to the ability to constantly heal. Oh. Okay, very patient play style here. I respect it. Not a bad hook. Lucio's running at you on the cart. The Reaper behind you, by the way. Patience with your hook. That's what I always try to tell people. Patience with your hook. That's my biggest issue when I play Hog, is I'm not patient with my hook, and I wait that extra 1/10 of a second or half of a second. I find that I hit those hooks way more accurately. There you go. Lucio on card again. Nice hook. That made sense. All right, perfect. Pigpen. Oh, wait, I know you get the elim there, but I like Pigpen. Like, there's no reason not to have a random Pigpen right now. I know that you can use the Pigpen for the one-shot combo, but right now it's also going to be disruptive to the play that they're making. That's the Pigpen you go with. Okay, wonderful. At least you used it. I'm not even going to complain. And you hook the wall. All right, wonderful. Break shield now. Like, keep in mind, players, you ready? Like, if you're playing the game and you see a shield just sitting there, shoot the shield. I know a lot of players don't ever want to shoot shields, but there's way less shields in Overwatch now, so it's even more valuable to shoot that shield if you see it just sitting there doing nothing. Like, straight up. So, just shoot it. If there's nothing else to do there, make sure that shield's dead. With the... Oh, that was certainly an attempted hook that you went for. Pigpen. Throw a Pigpen. Just throw a Pigpen down somewhere. I'm telling you, just throw it somewhere. Throw a Pigpen down. Let's get that Pigpen down on the ground at any point. Just, I want you to get in the habit of using... Let's get that Pigpen down. Okay. What I want you to do is this next team fight, I want you to put a Pigpen in a spot that would be beneficial to your team. What a stick. All right. All right, let's throw that Pigpen down somewhere. Let's get that Pigpen down early, so that way you can have it on a rotational cooldown, right? So if you throw it now, you can have it again a little bit after. Let's throw that Pigpen down as soon as we can. There it is. See, now you waited, and now it's on a 12-second cooldown, but you did slow them down a little bit. You see that? Now, keep in mind, if you already threw your Pigpen down, you'd have another Pigpen right now, but you don't have that. All right, let's get that Hog Ult going right after you fully heal. Ready? Heal now, and Hog Ult. Go. Pigpen. Pigpen. Okay. Throw that Pigpen down when you get a chance here, just to have it down. It'll be good to use that ability. Nice hook on the Sigma. That's the best way to play that. It stops it. All right, try to heal yourself up. Let's get that Pigpen down at any point here, just to help your team as much as you can. All right, throw that Pigpen. Okay, wonderful. You notice how much I'm talking about your Pigpen there, and that's the amount of downtime you've had between your last Pigpen. You see the issue that you're having? Yeah, I want you to use your kit more. Now, people are like, what do you do here? What do you do there? Like, you're not using your kit. And I want to get you in that mindset. You did it on Roadhog, and you did it on Ramatra. You just weren't using that ability. Get in the habit of... I know, like, those abilities aren't, like, the make or break plays of, like, oh, this is dominant, but those plays are how you win team fights or how you slow them down. So, oh yeah, I would have used the Hog Ult even sooner. But, you know, I'm trying to get them in the habit of other things first, not overload them with that information. Oh, now you're on Orisa. Okay. Now, Orisa, I expect you to use your cooldowns, right? But, like, I want to give you the equivalent of what you're doing. Like, imagine if you were playing Orisa right now and you didn't use Javelin Spin, right? Like, if you didn't use this ability right here the whole time. That's what you're doing on those other heroes. Yes, Javelin Spin is, like, a better ability, but you're still, like it's good to use that ability because it's a part of your kit and you're rotating that, right? Oh, wait, there's also a Sigma behind you. So at no point have you turned around for this Sigma that's behind you. There is a Sigma behind you. There is a Sigma. Okay. So that came down to just awareness. You have a Sigma behind you, and you just sit there and don't even turn around for them. You lose your teammates to Sigma, and you go, what happened? What's going on? There was a Sigma behind you. All right, here we go. Okay. I'm just going to pause for a quick second here. What was the problem you did there? If you use the Javelin Spin out of spawn right here, it makes sense. If you use the Javelin Spin right here to go down here quickly and then run into their team, you're going to be forced to use gold. What happens? You're forced to use gold. Look at your HP now. Basically, you hecked up your cooldown rotation, and now you're here. Right? What you do is, if you're going to Javelin Spin from there, you go here and you play cover for a second, give your cooldowns time, and then you go in. Instead, now you're running in with 1 HP. Maybe you survive it. Maybe you get rezzed. But you certainly aren't putting yourself in a good spot. There you go. Now you can get rezzed. There's the res. So because of that gameplay by you, you've now managed to waste a res for your team, and you've managed to give them the first point for free. You see that? Part of the problem. Yeah, your number one issue is cooldown usage. That's literally what your number one issue is. It doesn't even come close. Sometimes it's like, it can be There's multiple things we can look at. It's just your cooldown usage. You don't use your cooldowns when you need to. You use your cooldowns in bad spots. Like right now. Honestly, yep, there it is. You're gonna gold, aren't you? Why are you golden? Right? Well, it's a Bastion, right? Yeah, Javelin Spin. Save your gold for a second. Gold's a more important cooldown at that point. Go with your ult now. I don't mind this ultimate. This is a good ult. That's actually a good combo. By the way, you could have probably waited an extra second there. Let me explain why. When you heard the Mei ult, use your gold, by the way. Don't be afraid. You use it a little bit too late. I actually think you mistimed that. So if your teammate uses a Mei ult and you know they already cleansed, just hold your ultimate. Right? You're going to get maximum amounts of damage there. Once again, what is the problem there? Cooldown usage. Right? Or the way that you use an ability, excuse me. Like, you use your ability way too soon. You win the team fight, and you win, but, like, you know, it goes back to, I want you to see something here. And now, this is where I'll pause, because you won the game. I'll pause the game right here. I want to wait till we get to this combo. Okay, so here we go. Now, you hear the Mei ult, okay? And then you see the cleanse. Now, look what you did. Rather than everybody in their team being frozen right here, or just losing the team fight, you use your ultimate soon. You see where I'm saying, like, it's kind of like a lack of, like, your capability of using your abilities correctly or using them at all. This is another situation where you just charge that up to full, you probably team wipe them. Or they all go to, like, really low HP because they had beat, and then you win that team fight 10 times easier. Instead, your supports have to go all out, keep you alive, make these plays. So I would say your number one issue, and you wanted to talk about climb and getting better, etc. I really think that, like, mechanically we saw some great moments, but I think for you, like, the number one issue at this point is going to come down to your ability usage. You need to use your vortex, use your pig pen, use your ultimate correctly, understand cooldown rotations, and that's where you got to start. That is where you're going to have to improve and get better, and that's where you'll start to climb again. But if you keep doing that, it's just going to come down to these random team fights where, like, that ended up being on your teammates as to why you win that one right there, right? Like, that was on your team. You misused your cooldowns and your abilities, and then that almost turned into you losing the whole game. I think if you turn that around, you're going to see a bit of a slightly steady climb for a little bit, because I think your mechanics are pretty good. I think it really comes down to, like, that stuff. And I think if you can focus on improving there, you'll see that. Just remember me saying to you, Big Pen, Vortex, Pig Pen, Vortex. Get that in your mind that you can use your abilities, and you'll be in a good spot. If you like this video, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to all 3 YouTubes. If you haven't, leave a comment. All of that helps. If you want to submit your own spectating, look in the description below. You'll see my Discord. That's where you would join the Discord. Yeah, that's pretty much where you submit anything, play the games, spectating, etc. We also record these live on stream. You can see the Twitch chat right there, so stop by if you haven't. And with that being said, I hope you have an amazing day/night.